I don't know how a man can be a national chairman of a party when he cannot even pay his subscription, his membership dues. You say you are presiding over a national party. Yet, what makes you a member is being able to pay your dues, and you cannot pay. And then you go to Abuja to say you are presiding over those who have been paying their dues. You see how this country is. You stay in Abuja to make rules, to preside over people in their own local government and wards who have been paying their annual dues for membership, which you take to Abuja and spend. I'm aware that this is what is required and to teach other people lessons. If you check, most of those who are claiming to be leaders of this party, particularly at the national level, go and ask. If you check now, none of them pay their dues. None of them have contributed to today what we're talking about, what is left as the strength of the party. Just check the so-called leadership of the party. What is the strength of the party in their states? In their states. Every time they talk about rivers, luckily, this court is not in Rivers. This court is not, it is Benue State High Court that tried to give ex parte order for the expulsion or suspension of Ayu from the party in his ward. Now today, it was presided by the Chief Judge of Benue State, who now affirmed that suspension was in order. If you cannot pay your membership due, what now makes you to be a member of the party? That apart, you remember, the National Publicity Secretary of the party has been carrying, I don't know who gives him all this kind of useless and hopeless interpretation of the law, that no NEC member can be suspended, which is wrong. That provision of the party has been set aside by the High Court of Rivers State when Secondus was suspended. And PDP refused to appeal on that. But see, they come up, you know, when they have no work. The National Police Secretary of the party, I hear he's a lawyer, but it's most unfortunate, they come up and come to national television, oh, you cannot do this, cannot do that. And he's a lawyer. He has not even asked, look, this provision of the constitution of the party, is it still there? We hear the court has set aside this provision. And for how many years now, the party never appealed against it? Look at the judgment of the High Court of Benue State. Benue State, not Rivers State, not Oyo State, not if it was Rivers, oh, it said, it was Rivers State. This is Benue State. And it is to show, for me, I believe that I'm happy. I do know very well happy with what the court has done. And the National Working Committee must, as a matter of necessity, must come out to tell the public the 22 billion naira that was collected during the primaries. What was it used for?
Yeah, but we thought by now you would say it's a step forward for the party, that this is where we will start our negotiation for the resolution of...
Negotiation for what? Negotiation for illegality? What are you going to negotiate? That you will say you stole the money of the party and you are building a university. And you are telling me to negotiate. Negotiate for what? Negotiate our money that will make our party to grow, to do a lot of things. I should negotiate with who? For Christ's sake, with who? Go to Benue State. I challenge you. I went to Benue State. Look at the university you are building with our money. And this is what now called out if PDP, the current acting chairman and his team should let Nigerians know, look, we are not going to be involved in all this, they have to tell us where did this 22 billion. You see, I have always told anybody, I'm not afraid, I'm not threatened by whatever anybody will want to say, this and that. No. The right thing must be done. If the right thing is not done, our team will continue to challenge it. Yes.
You say you are not threatened. Just a few days ago, a court in Abuja gave a ruling that the PDP has a right to suspend you if he wants to, and has a right to discipline you if he wants to.
It's most unfortunate. That's the kind of picture they paint. I read the front page of this day. So it's so embarrassing, terrible. These are the kind of people they use who I do not have any iota of respect for the credibility of such a public thing. Did you see the judgment? Who won? What did I go to court to do? What did I challenge PDP for? I said, you cannot suspend me as a member of the party without following due process. That was what we challenged. You cannot do that. And the court agreed with us. You cannot. You cannot. Who says, as a member of an association, that the association cannot take a disciplinary action against you? What we are saying, it must be done through due process. And if you don't follow due process, you cannot do that. And the court agreed with us. Now, these bias, propagandists, turned it and say, oh, they can suspend with you see, that's what do we go to court to do? Who won in the court? Did the court dismiss our action? Did the court dismiss our action? The court agreed with us that what we said is correct. You can't just wake up in the morning and sit in your parlor and say such a person has been suspended or been dismissed. You cannot. There must be due process of the law. And the court agreed with what we said. And they have not turned around with this, well, not a slant. You know, this day has no credibility. As far as I'm concerned, they have no credibility. Because I defeated them in court, and the court said they should pay me certain money. That's why you see them moving on to say they can, but they forget that I have defeated them in the 2020 general election. I defeated this day, and I defeated Arise. I did. I saw, I don't know, those kind of things, junk, and go and read what was the judgment. What was the matter that went to court? What was I seeking for? What did I ask the court to do? You just go and just take a slant court and said, you can suspend Wike. What kind of journalism is this? At the end of the day, if the court says so, was the matter dismissed? Was it struck at? We won. We went to court to challenge PDP. You cannot do what you want to do except through the due process of the law. And the court agreed with us. And you are coming here to tell the public. The court says you can expel or dismiss or suspend the Wike. That is how they distort information. That is how they don't tell the public the true facts. They don't slant it the way to suit them. That's why that newspaper, they call this day, can carry it in their front page. Every time deceiving Nigerian. Every time deceiving Nigerian. If I were them, I would have gone back down and said, look, all our projections, you know, it's a newspaper that is any government in power, they rush. What was their projection about 2020 election? What was their projection? We flawed them badly. We flawed them badly, and they should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. Can't continue to tell Nigerian lie. They put on the page, oh, social party won in Rivers. What's my business? Go and prove how you won. It's not every time internet result, news and this. Nobody's interested in that. So, as far as we're concerned, we went to court. The party in Rivers State went to court. They won. The candidates that were not declared as winners of the election, they won. I went to court and I won. How many times do they want us to defeat them? Who are those in those ANEC you are talking about? Let us take, for example, look at the states. How many of them won the 3 senatorial districts? How many of them can produce the House of Reps out of 13? We want 12. How many of them could produce all the number of seats in the House of Assembly? 32 over 32. How many of them produce governor? All these so-called leaders. How many of them? So who would you say that contributed more for PDP as far as this country is concerned? They're talking about presidential election. For Christ's sake, did we hide it? Did you not say want equity, fairness, and justice? Why do people don't dog people who will tell them the truth? Did we hide our intention to say we are saying equity, fairness, and justice? And we have no regret about it. We did what we think that can unite this country. And the people of the River spoke. And look at the results. House of Assembly, 32. Senate, 3. House of Reps, 12 over 30. And you are coming to talk to me and talk to anybody that which privilege? I can tell you. Let them be careful. You know, people say, oh, Governor, you're no longer governor. Rubbish. I don't need to be governor before to show that I'm important. Yeah, being important is your state. Who are you in your state? What measure of influence do you have? What have you brought to the party to make the party to be alive? It's not about, and look at PDP, so shameless, their leadership, so shameless. Tell me what, I see them moving around, going to tribunal. I have no problem with that. What did you contribute? You were busy plotting how you would deal with Wike instead of you plotting how you win the election. Have you ever seen where people spend their time, resources, on how you would deal with one person, instead of you to spend their time and resources on how you are going to win the election? At the end of the day, who lost? I have finished my governorship, finished very well, ended very well, strongly. Go and see what it is in River State. Who have they accorded that kind of honor? Tell me, among them who have finished, that his people have received them. Not because they have seen what I've done in River State now. They will go and tell their people, why not do the same thing for me too? Spontaneous. I feel proud. I feel very, 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 very proud that my people are happy.
And as it were now, you are kind of a hybrid politician of PDP stock, but also loved by the APC government in power. Are you happy about?
I don't know what you mean by APC government loves me. The truth of the matter, I talk about Nigeria now. I've passed that level. You will tie me to a political party. I talk about the progress of Nigeria. I talk about the unity of this country. For Christ's sake, if you want me to talk about just party, I'll stay in my state. Any party I say I'm in, my people will join us. All those people who are in Abuja are telling them stories. Let them show the result. Oh, every time they chase us away. Every time they beat us. Every time one story or the other. If they have been beating you like that, okay, forget it. And you see, these politics will play. Time has come that people will say, look, who are you in your state? What are your contributions? You were a governor. What did you put down? You were a minister. What did you bring? You were a deputy this. What did you bring? You were a Senate president. What did you bring? You can no longer deceive Nigerians. Yes, it's an honor to be a Senate president. Having been a Senate president, what is your contribution? How did Nigeria progress under you being Senate president? How did your state benefit under you being Senate president? You are a minister. Yes. Under your ministry, what are the progress in Nigeria? In your state, what were you able to bring back home? Nigerians are now waiting. I'm moving around everywhere. Is anybody stopping me? They say, write petition against me. That's what I want to say. So